pretty banged up last game where we can elevate somebody, and those guys know he's part of the group, and he has been, and he knows what they expect.
You didn't see him wake out there today. Is he injured or resting?
Yeah, he's one of the guys that got banged up, so it's one day at a time for us with him.
Do you have any feeling on Rashad Jones and whether he'll play this week?
Well, he practiced today, so that's a good sign for us. So we'll just keep evaluating him after every practice and see how he feels, and once we get closer to the game, we'll have a better idea.
Was he close last week? What ended up happening where he didn't play?
Yeah, it's just that first week with the injury he had. He was really sore. He didn't have the strength he needed, and knowing who we were playing that game, those him and Marshawn, they find each other. So he needed to be closer to full strength than where he was. So it was more my call, because if it probably was up to him, he probably would have gave it a go. But we were in one of those situations where we had to make a decision.
Adam, I understand the Patriots are always dangerous, but how much more dangerous do you think they are coming home after 2 straight road losses?
Anytime you play them at their place, it's a challenge. That's why they're one of the best teams. And if you look at just the last 3 years, I think they're either 2 or 3 as far as home record. And you look at the last 15 years, it's ridiculous how well they do at home compared to everybody else. So anytime they play at home, it's a tough place to play. It's a great environment. The crowd is extremely loud, and it's a tough environment to play in.
Adam, the linebacker situation with Chase Allen down, Spate being signed, how do you feel about your backups there? I know Stephon got in last game. How do you feel about those?
We're good. This is that part of the season where you kind of hit that 4th game where you lose some guys get banged up, and we're not the only team in the league like this right now. This is pretty much 32 teams. So that's just kind of par for the course, the way that training camp is and preseason, and kind of how business is done now, to where everybody around the league is in the same spot.
The fact that you haven't injected a veteran tight end with AJ's status unclear, is that just to show confidence in Gesicki and Durham Smythe have improved?
Oh, we'll have a good plan as far as what we're going to do, and we got some options if we need to. We're just where we're at right now, and we'll kind of see how the rest of the week goes.
I asked you about Kiko on Monday. Is it fair to say he's been the anchor of that young linebacker staff, or that linebacker staff, however you want to classify? Is that fair?
Yeah, he has the most experience. He's had the most production, over his career, and I think he sets the tempo for everything. He doesn't say much, but I think the way that he operates and the way he goes about it on a daily basis, it's really impressive. He's a pro. He prepares the right way, he practices the right way. Whatever he has on game day, he gives it all.
Off to his best start, would you say, in the 3 years now, or 2+ seasons?
I don't know. The 2016 season was pretty impressive. We're so early in the season. We'll just kind of see how it goes. I love the fact that he's making as many plays as he has, and I feel like he's trying to be one of the guys on defense that's making the plays and being game-changing.
What's the biggest thing you've learned coaching against Belichick?
I think probably over the years, just know that there's going to be things that you haven't seen before. There's going to be something to take away what you do well, and how are you going to adjust to it. And every time we played them, it's been different, and that's just kind of the way it is. And they do a good job of executing their game plan, and they've done a good job the last 2 years against us of really making us work for every yard we get.
Don't you think similarly about your offense? Isn't that kind of the idea, is to make something that's going to be unpredictable week to week?
Yeah, you try to do that. It doesn't always work out in the game, the flow of the game sometimes, and the amount of plays that you have can kind of throw it off a little bit. So, the more plays you get, the more you can be multiple and get more guys involved, and really show a good range of things defensive coaches have to prepare for leading up to the game. So, we've had a little bit of that this year, but hopefully we can increase our play count and keep getting guys more involved throughout the game.
Did you view Devontae's game Sunday as like full capacity for him, or was it closer, more like just getting his feet wet?
I mean, I think every week's going to be different. I think a different guy is really going to be the guy that we're talking about the next week as far as having a good game or statistically having a good game. I thought he did a really good job in the game. He didn't make any errors. He was where he was supposed to be. The ball went to him. He caught it. I mean, it was good. I mean, considering that was his first go at it, he's in really good shape. I mean, he didn't get tired in the game. He was playing fast.
And was there one specific key to defending Gronkowski, whether it's at the line of scrimmage or the first man has to hold on? Or
I mean, if I knew that, then if anybody knew that, I mean, he's a tough guy to stop. It's hard to stop elite players. I mean, you do everything you can to keep them from making those game-changing plays. It's just when you're that big and your hands are that good and you're able to do everything you need to do as a tight end, whether it be in pass protection, blocking, run blocking, route running, catching the ball, crowded area. It doesn't matter what he's doing. He does it well.
Spot or the one place where Ryan you think has improved the most since he's been back to health would be what?
Probably just the pocket presence feel, not being in there for a while. I think he's really accelerated his growth this season. He looks comfortable. He's moving around well. It's good to see him take off and run a couple times and get some really big plays for us. In situations where they had a good defense called versus what we had called, and he made a positive play for us and got his first down. So I think that's really been a big plus for us this year.
Is there something that Danny can give you, given his experience with New England, that he knows about their defense?
I think it's just with the change they had with the coordinators, and I think it's a little bit different than what it's been the last few years. So I don't know how much he can really tell us, because I'm sure what they saw in practice compared to what is going on right now, it's just different.
You get any hint that he'll be particularly emotional for this game?
I haven't sensed that from him or Brandon, so I feel like those guys are. I mean, they're professionals, man. It's been business as usual for us. I mean, I think guys are doing a good job of just locking in because they know this is the next game, and we keep talking about this, and we have been since the first week of the season. Of all our focus just needs to be on our opponent that week. Can't look ahead. Can't worry about what happened in the past, and all our energy just needs to go into focusing on what we're doing to prepare.
We talked the other day about William Hayes' injury, trying to keep his weight off the quarterback. Did you find it challenging to try to teach that technique to your players this offseason?
I think Chris he's done a good job of trying to teach what they want. I know Jordan had one where he was coming down and he rolled off and made sure he didn't put weight on the quarterback. But I mean, it's just the games happens fast, and sometimes those guys, it's just they've been doing it the same way for a long time, and they're trying to adjust. And really, that's as long as our guys are trying to use the techniques we're asking them to do. I mean, and he just got caught in a weird position.
Anticipate having Branch this week?
I would say that's highly unlikely.
All right, thanks, guys.